Good morning, everyone. Today we officially begin with Chapter 21, Social Participation Service Needs Assessment. I am your presenter, Tan Yukin. In the next 10 minutes, we will focus on the core theme of social participation among older adults and explore how to scientifically assess their service needs. We will systematically study two key sections. Before delving into the specific content, let's first understand the chapter framework. Section 1. Analysis of social activities among older adults. Section 2. Exploration of productive social participation of older adults. We begin with the first part, social activities of older adults. First, let's clarify a fundamental concept. Social activities refer to the interactions and exchanges between people. The benefits of older adults participating in social activities include the following: gaining a sense of belonging and happiness. Participating in social activities can help older adults cultivate hobbies, improve social skills, alleviate loneliness, and feel accepted, understood, and supported in the process of interacting with others, thereby gaining a sense of belonging and happiness. Improving the health of older adults. Participating in social activities can improve physical health, promote cognitive development, and benefit overall physical well-being. Older adults can also relieve stress and gain emotional support through social activities, thereby maintaining mental health. Facilitating the adaptation of older adults to society. Through social activities, older adults can make more like-minded friends, learn more information, broaden their horizons, and thus better adapt to society. Having recognized the importance of social activities, we now focus on assessment of the needs of older adults for social activities services. The social activity service needs of the elderly are closely related to their living environment, interests, personality traits, and educational background, and are highly subjective. In order to obtain accurate assessment results of social activity service needs, assessors should also communicate extensively with the elderly, their families, and caregivers based on the assessment of the elderly's abilities in order to fully understand the elderly's social situation. What specific contents does the assessment include? Let's examine this in detail. First, types of social activities. The social activities that older adults participate in daily mainly include cultural and artistic activities and sports activities. Second, social activity schedule. The time period, duration, and frequency of social activities for the elderly. Third, social activity areas and facilities within the area. Whether the size of the areas where the elderly engage in social activities, such as communities, parks, senior activity centers, etc., meets their social activity needs, etc. Fourth, factors limiting social activities. Factors limiting older adults' social activities include the inability to find suitable social venues. Fifth, social willingness. The willingness of older adults to engage in social activities can be categorized into 5 levels: very willing, willing, average, somewhat unwilling, and completely unwilling. Once the assessment content is established, We require scientific methods to collect this information. Commonly used assessment methods primarily include three types. The first is the observation method, which involves observing social behaviors in natural settings. The second is the interview method, which entails conducting purposeful, structured, or semi-structured conversations with older adults and their relevant contacts to gain deeper insights. The third is the data analysis method, which involves systematically reviewing and analyzing relevant written materials such as health records, past activity logs, and capability assessment reports to form a comprehensive judgment. The processing of collected information is divided into two stages. First, based on the elderly person's physical condition, the types of social activities they participate in daily, their schedule, and their willingness to socialize, list the names of social activities suitable for the elderly person. Second, based on the elderly person's physical condition, the types of social activities they participate in daily, their schedule, and their willingness to socialize, list the names of social activities suitable for the elderly person. We now proceed to the second major section of this chapter, productive social participation of older adults. This concept demonstrates greater depth and creativity than basic social activities. First, let's examine its definition. The concept can be understood from two dimensions. From a societal perspective, it refers to older adults' continued engagement in various forms of economically compensated labor or unpaid voluntary work, thereby continuing to create tangible value for society. From an individual value perspective, it emphasizes activities closely related to self-improvement, such as continuous learning and participation in cultural and recreational activities. Based on this comprehensive definition, the main categories include, but are not limited to, educating children and teenagers on the fine traditions of socialism, patriotism, collectivism, and hard work, imparting cultural and scientific knowledge, provide consulting services, participate in science and technology development and application in accordance with the law, engaging in business and production activities in accordance with the law, participating in volunteer services and undertaking public welfare undertakings, participate in maintaining social order and assist in mediating civil disputes, participate in other social activities. What profound significance does actively encouraging and supporting productive social participation among older adults hold? For society, it represents the reuse of valuable human resources, effectively stimulating the potential of the silver economy, compensating for shortages in social service capacity, and continuously injecting vitality into social development. For older adults themselves, this greatly enhances their sense of self-worth, social recognition, and dignity in life. It helps them break away from the passive role of being provided for and transform into active social contributors. This plays an irreplaceable role in promoting their physical and mental well-being and achieving successful aging. Correspondingly, we also need to conduct specialized assessments of the service needs for productive social participation among older adults. The assessment of the needs of the elderly for productive social participation services includes determining whether they can participate in productive social participation activities and which productive social participation activities they can participate in based on their educational background, work experience, physical condition, and capacity assessment report. First, whether he or she currently possesses the basic conditions to participate in productive social activities. Second, if he or she can participate, which type and intensity of productive social activities better match his or her abilities and interests. This requires highly individualized analysis and judgment. Now, let's review and consolidate the knowledge from this chapter on the assessment of social participation service needs by completing the following after-class overview question. Grandma Liu, 78 years old, is a retired teacher in good health. Since moving to live with her children, she has left her original social circle. She enjoys reading books and newspapers, but always feels that something is missing in her life and occasionally expresses the desire to find something to do. Questions are: what do you think Grandma Liu might have needs in terms of social activities and productive social participation? What assessment methods would you recommend to fully understand her specific needs? This concludes the content of this chapter. Thank you for listening.